number. Count all the fingers and the toes. Now I suppose you hope the little black boy grows. 18 years younger than my mama, but I really got the girl of drama. In single parenthood, there I stood. By the time she was 21, had another one. This one's a girl. Let's name her Pam. Same father as the first, but you don't give a.
First guy is Al Harrington. Look at this.
Responsible, plain not thinking. Papa said chill, but the brother keep winking. Still he won't down you, but on your side while slide. But mama got wise to the game. The youngest of 5 kids, hun, here it is. After 10 years without.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
It's an Eastern Conference matchup as the Toronto Raptors come into town for this one. And here it comes, the NBA on 2K Sports. Kevin Harlan here along with analysts Greg Anthony and Steve Smith. And we'll be hearing from DA along the sideline all game long. And with the road trip approaching, the Heat will play their final game of their homestand. This is a hot team. They currently hold the best record in the entire NBA.
And you know, for the Heat, they're well above the position they were expected to be in at this stage. Now the question becomes, can they keep it up in the playoffs?
Yeah, it's a whole different ball game in the postseason. And to be honest, I'm not quite sure how well suited they are for playoff basketball, but we will find out soon enough.
Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting 5 on the floor. Setting the floor for the Raptors. Ibaka is the 4 and Valanciunas in the middle. Norman Powell is out there with Lowry, and it's DeRozan in at the 3. Basket, good. Steve, here we are on the last day of the season. You know, things have gone through a long journey, a long process. These players have been playing and working hard since camp opened in late September. I'm sure there are some players who feel relief when the season is finally over.
Yeah, they do. I mean, especially went through a lot of injuries, especially have had underachieved as a team and an organization. You're looking forward to getting that rest, time away from the game, you know, rejuvenate the body and get ready for next season.
And Valanciunas kicks to Lowry. Shoots over Dragic, and he gets it back. Foul for 3. It's hauled in by the Heat. They want to keep rolling here following the win against the Thunder.
And I know the defense wasn't great, but yet and still, their ability to stay composed was impressive.
When things come too easy, it's easy to lose focus, but they held each other accountable and played hard.
A pull-up, the putback, and it's Whiteside with the rebound. Heat have gone 0 of 3 from the field to start the game. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
This is the opposite of how they wanted to start this game. 0 for 4 already.
Now here is Lowry. He's coming off a 10-point game against the Pistons in Detroit. Here's DeRozan. No good on that one. Now the Heat take it the other way. If you're just tuning in, we played about 2.5 minutes here in the first. Covington in the corner. Back to Dragic. Shot to end this cold run. Denied for the 3rd time. He's 0 for 3. Covington against DeRozan. Outside Lowry. Good. And it's DeRozan picking up the assists.
Great heads-up look there from DeRozan to get his teammate an easy basket.
Dragic against Lowry. Dragic the pass to Mickey. Whiteside Redick. Some solid defense from Ibaka.
Can't finish, and defensively, nice job of altering the shot without fouling.
Took him no time at all on that one.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
And when you think about a slasher, a guy who makes his living attacking off the dribble, no better example than DeMar DeRozan.
Now here's Powell. He's coming off a 16-point game against Detroit. Now we have a moment to look at how the blocks have been stacking up over the past several months for Whiteside.
We're just not seeing that same fierceness out of him defensively these last few months. He's lost a little bit of that intimidation factor. He's not blocking as many shots, and he's not making the same impact on that end of the floor.
Here's what Miami's going with right now. Olynyk comes in for Jordan Mickey, and Dion Waiters subbed in for J.J. Redick. Here's Waiters after the made shot from Monte Ellis. Here's Covington, and so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot two. And Greg, you hear about the competitive culture that this Miami Heat franchise has.
Yeah, and that doesn't always work for some teams, but it works for the Heat. This group will push each other all the time to be the best they can be. The practices have a feel of game-level intensity.
Winslow's checked in for Whiteside. And then for Toronto, Nogueira comes in for Serge Ibaka. And it's Wright in for Kyle Lowry. Now here's DeRozan. 23 points his last outing. And there's the bucket. Staying with it on the offensive glass, getting it done. DeRozan's got 6.
And already they've staked out a noticeable advantage in terms of aggression and controlling the backcourt.
Covington dishes to Winslow. It's tipped. DeMar DeRozan on the wing. Back to Wright. They set the screen. Siakam misses. The Heat trail by 7. Waiters for 3. 1 up, 1 down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
When he gets it going from out there, look out.
Raiders against Ellis. It's deflected. Stolen by Winslow. Raiders on the wing. Knocked loose. 50 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Right against Dragic. From the baseline. Rebound by the Heat. Last time they came together was in Toronto, where they fell to the Raptors.
And really, you'd like to just see more from that inside game offensively. And that one, it didn't happen.
You know, it's not rocket science. When you're cold from the perimeter, you got to pound it inside and at least draw some fouls.
Winslow against DeRozan. Kicks it to Ellis. Passes it to Siakam. There's a screen. Outside DeRozan. 1 second left. And oh, he hits the buzzer beater.
And you can't end the period.
And so it's the Toronto Raptors. And Serge Ibaka, known for his shooting ability now. He
trusts you every time he passes the ball when you don't shoot.
Well, if you wonder how much difference a coach can make for a player, there it is, huh?
You heard it in Serge's voice, too. That confidence has already been planted in him. That voice telling him, shoot the ball, is now in his own head. He's going to be just fine.
All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And from what we've seen so far from the Raptors, guys, your thoughts?
A huge fan of how they have rotated here defensively, been able to challenge multiple shots.
Yeah, it's been the defense that has them out in front. But let's see if they can sustain the intensity.
We've got Kelly Olynyk. Dion Waiters is out there with Justice Winslow. Then there's Dragic, and it's Ellington in at the shooting guard position. That's the group on the floor for Miami. Here is Ellington, following the score by DeMar DeRozan. And the shot is good. The Raptor lead has been cut to just 5 on the basket from Dragic.
This is why you like to get him touches. He makes things happen. Dwayne Casey, he's in his 7th season as a head coach of the Raptors. He's developed a great continuity and a comfort level with his players.
On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, it may not be the era of the center in the NBA, but Jonas Valanciunas has something to say about that. He said, I try to make sure they don't forget about centers. I'll keep reminding them. The league is full of guys that can do different things, but I still think you need a center that can rebound the ball and score in the low post. I agree. Kevin?
The centers are still important, David. Good to see Valanciunas making his presence felt in the paint. And Casey is very collaborative with his staff and players.
You know why, Kevin? He has no ego with him. It's always a two-way conversation with his players. It's about getting it right no matter whose idea it is.
Now here's Ellington following the miss by Monte Ellis. Here's Waiters. His second shot goes in, off to a good start, 2 for 2.
Serve and the defense there. He makes a terrific read.
Raptors leading by 5. On the wing, DeRozan. Here's Siakam, covered by Winslow. Offensive rebound. Here's Nogueira. And sticking right with it, gets the foul with the bucket, and he'll go to the line.
Defensively, you cause the miss, but then you have to corral it.
You know, there's nothing more frustrating than that. Giving up points on a possession, you won.
Here's what Miami's going with right now. Whiteside's checked in for Olynyk. Jordan Mickey comes in for Justice Winslow. And J.J. Redick is subbed in for Goran Dragic. Valanciunas, he's checked in for Toronto. The Raptors have gone 3 of 7 shooting the ball here in the second quarter. Outside Lowry. And for those of you just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. And yes, it's good. Lowry's got his second basket.
It seems like almost every shot Lowry takes is contested, but he doesn't let it bother him.
Ellington kicks to Waiters. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Waiters. And the Raptors with the ball. This game coming after a loss against the Pistons.
And you know what? They were forced to go deep into their bench due to foul trouble, and that one didn't work out well.
Well, anytime you have to change up your rotation, it can disrupt the flow.
And Kyle Lowry over the last few seasons slimmed down about 15 pounds. He's been playing the best basketball of his career.
No doubt. He's still got that low center of gravity, almost like a bowling ball. He just gets under his man, and his strength and tenacity enable him to create chaos at both ends of the floor.
Now here's Ellington, still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Redick against Ellis. Screen by Ibaka. Ellis kicks to Lowry. Poked away. Out of bounds. Miami takes possession. You can just chalk up the points when these guys get to the line. Here are your top free throw shooters for the past month. 5th on the list, Serge Ibaka.
And during that time, guys, he's been an absolute dead-eye shooter from the free throw line. His concentration just never wavered. And when he's got that much of a height advantage on the perimeter, it's really tough on the defender. Easy three-pointer.
Here's Valanciunas. The 10-footer finds the target.
He usually shoots a high percentage in the paint, and on that play, Valanciunas got it done.
Pass to Mickey. To the inside. That one's good, and the Raptor lead is cut down now to just 4 points with the basket from Whiteside. In Toronto, they've gotten just over 50% of their shots to drop here in the second quarter. They're 5 for 9. Powell with the screen. Back to Ellis. Down it goes, his third basket. He's now 3 for 4.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
And there's the call on Kyle Lowry. That's his first foul.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
And the Heat making a change here. Covington's checked in. Here's Powell. They get it again. Ibaka.
And that time, the defender a little out of control. Serge Ibaka wily enough to draw the foul.
It's his first trip to the line.
And with an 86% free throw average, you can count on him to come through on most trips.
And Ibaka, a cornerstone player for 7 years in Oklahoma City, but they trade him away to Orlando and subsequently traded to Toronto.
You thought he'd have a bigger role in OKC under Benedict Donovan, but it didn't happen. He wasn't content to just spot up and wait for the basketball. And they thought he might leave in free agency, so they looked to get value in return.
And so he hits both.
And you know, normally when you look at a guy like Whiteside with the field goal percentage and all, you'd think it's all about dunks. But I tell you what, he's improved his entire repertoire of scoring options near the rim. And now he's even showing that he can step out and knock down that little face-up 15-footer.
Now here's Powell. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. 5 to shoot. Three-pointer, Lowry. And it's out of bounds. The Raptors able to retain possession here. A post-All-Star break look now at how the breakdown between three-pointers and other shots have been for Miami.
And clearly they haven't been shy about launching it from long range. That's the way the league has been going, and they are certainly embracing that trend.
Goran Dragic is checked in for the Heat. The Raptors also with a sub. DeRozan's checked in. Whiteside earlier in his career didn't have as many options to score, but Greg, he's been very conscious of keeping that improvement of his game, and especially on the offensive end.
And Whiteside has been self-motivated since he's come back to the NBA. He's got the great lift. He gets the hooks. He's got that baby hook up over the defenders, the soft shooting touch, and he just continues to improve offensively, all the while still being a force on the defensive side of the floor.
And that replay brought to us by Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment. One of the more exciting plays in basketball. Lowry against Dragic. A wide open look here for Ibaka. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry.
This is where Serge is most dangerous. Extremely confident now from beyond the arc.
Here's Whiteside. That's short off the rim.
One could argue that's a good shot, but maybe not the...
Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime
Hey
Show.
again, y'all. Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny the Jet. Well, it's Toronto with the advantage at the half. They lead by 10. Shaq, what was your takeaway on Toronto?
Well, they're out in front tonight because of their offensive rebounding. Those second chance buckets came into play in a big...
And now, folks, just...
And the second half about to start here in just a few moments. You gotta like what DeMar DeRozan has done in this game. The Heat trail by 10. So for Toronto right now, Ibaka is the 4 and Valanciunas in the middle. Lowry out there with Norman Powell, and it's DeRozan in at the 3 slot. No good from Dragic.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And Steve, free throws, not the most exciting aspect of the game, certainly, but they're a great way to put points on the board. Talk about the mentality for a score. You know, getting to the line and making that part of his game.
Kevin, if you're a scorer, you got to be able to knock down free throws, especially those games you're not shooting a high percentage from the field. But if you can get to the line 6 times, 7 times on your own, and you're shooting 85 to 90%, that gives you 5 or 6 points. And then you have a couple technical fouls, and you can put another 2 points on there. You're talking about a guy as a score that are 9, we call it free points. Now you need a couple threes and a couple one-on-one moves. You're at 20, and everything else after that is great.
And the jam by Whiteside.
He's a great shooter, but not just a gunner. JJ finding the open man.
Raptors leading by 8. And there's Valanciunas on the assist by Lowry. Lowry's got 3 assists now in this one. And Miami calls their first time out of the game.
And J.J. Redick with the prototype when it comes to his release point on that jump shot. So quick off the catch. Always has his feet set and squared and ready to deliver that dagger.
Dragic the pass to Covington. Here's Mickey. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
You know, the Raptors have the advantage of continuity. There's a trust and an understanding they share helps them win a lot of games.
And we can talk about the continuity and maturity of this Raptors team. Is there a flip side to that, Steve? Does that limit their upside?
Well, Kevin, it's interesting. This front office has brought in some nice young pieces. I wouldn't write off their upside. They can improve if those younger guys make some strides.
Now here's Powell. Defense right on him. Lets a floater go. Here's Mickey, defended by Ibaka. And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
Nice to see an assist by J.J. Redick, showing he can be a good secondary playmaker at the off-guard spot.
On the wing, DeRozan. Valanciunas dishes to DeRozan. And fouled on the shot, so the bucket counts and a chance for one more here.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
The Heat making a switch here. Waiters is checked in. And then for Toronto, Nogueira's checked in for Ibaka. Ellis comes in for Norman Powell, and it's Wright in for Kyle Lowry.
Those are the plays you want from Valanciunas on the defensive end. Didn't hesitate to challenge the shot.
Here's Nogueira. And it's Hassan Whiteside with the rebound. Whiteside's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Here's Mickey. And the rejection by Valanciunas. From about 19 feet. And it's DeRozan missing.
I'll tell you what, despite the miss, he's going to be looking for that same shot again.
Dragic kicks to Whiteside. Fast break. Here come the Raptors. Ellis with the ball. Good work there as it goes. Ellis has got 8 points.
No doubt about the consistency when it comes to scoring the basketball for him tonight. A real nice lift for their offense.
Deflects the pass. And Waiters kicks to Redick. There's Dragic with the 3. But they recover it. Whiteside inside. Valanciunas is there. Toronto leading by 11. Ellis right side. Here's Nogueira. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Up by a bunch. He's still pushing the action, trying to impose his will.
With this big of a deficit in the score, you think the losing team would be playing harder. Nope, the opposite.
A different look for Miami. Kelly Olynyk's checked in for Jordan Mickey. Justice Winslow comes in for J.J. Redick. And Ellington is subbed in for Goran Dragic. Siakam is checked in for Toronto. Winslow, the pass to Whiteside. And now it's Ellington running. He can go all the way. And it's blocked. And they'll keep possession. And there it is for him. 12 points for Hassan Whiteside.
Making a dent in this deficit. He's been on point tonight.
In Toronto, they've gone just a bit under 50% from the field since halftime. 5 out of 11. And that's a foul. It's called on Wayne Ellington. That's foul number 2 for him. And DeRozan with the basket on the assist by Wright. DeRozan's got the lead up to 13 now for the Raptors. Ellington kicks to Winslow. And Wright pulls it down. The Raptors have gotten 6 of their 12 shots to drop for him here in the second half so far. Ellis outside. Good on the triple. Ellis has got 5 points in the quarter. Miami's gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third. Still 0 for 3. And the foul on Monte Ellis. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, clearly he had an established position there.
Kyle Lowry, he's checked in for Wright. Olynyk has the open look. A three-pointer is right on target. Olynyk's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Raptors leading by 13. Outside DeRozan. He kicks it to Ellis. The pass to Siakam. Back to Ellis. Just 5 to shoot. And another basket for Toronto.
And Ellis known as a volume shooter, especially from the mid-range there, where he can be deadly.
Waiters dishes to Whiteside. Can't hit from in close.
And guys, there's a lot to like here defensively. that shot almost ends up in the stands.
And he was not quite in position to block the shot, but the result is all the same.
Yeah, and in terms of accuracy, they are dominating the second half.
I like that they're trying to maximize the value of each possession, and you know their coach likes it.
Here we go, one-on-one. And again, Monte Ellis. Ellis has got 9 points now in just the second half.
What a look from Lowry. Just knew he would be open.
Got a hand on it. Here's Ellington. And so it's the Toronto Raptors with a 19-point advantage heading into the next quarter. They have made it very tough to get a shot off against them. Their defense has been stifling. Back right after this. Now let's take a listen on head coach Dwayne Casey.
But man, we got to get down and get engaged at the other.
And thanks again for joining us. Let's see what happens here in the fourth. Toronto leading by 19 points. Dragic and Waiters, they're the backcourt. Justice Winslow out there with Kelly Olynyk, and it's Covington in at the small forward position. That's the group in the game for the Heat. Olynyk against Ibaka. Miami grabs the miss.
Nice move inside. Has the defender beat, just fails to finish.
No good from Dragic.
The thing is, you want to do everything you can to help your team, and sometimes you just try to do too much. I'll tell you, the defense dodging a bullet right there. That's his shot.
Looking to get it going. Winslow, the pass to Dragic. Chalk up 2 there. Dragic has got the first points up on the board here in the fourth for the Heat.
Absolutely fearless. I mean, a nice subtle adjustment there going up against Wynn.
Well, this is where he shows both skill and body control along with the attack mindset.
Screen by Ibaka. Here's DeRozan. He watches it go through the hoop for his 8th make. Now 8 for 14.
Nice work on the offensive end by DeMar DeRozan. Nobody can slow him down.
There's Dragic with the 3. Tries again. And the rejection by Ibaka. Now here's Powell. He's guarded by Waiter. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact and he'll shoot 2. It goes on Justice Winslow. Every NBA player, Steve, believes in themselves, but some take it to the extreme. When they're on, they're on. And when they're off and cold, they just kind of lose interest, it seems. Which players do you think have this irrational confidence, if you want to call it that?
I think J.R. Smith, every shot, any shot, anywhere he feels is going in, and he will still take shots. He has amnesia. He could be 0 for 10 and keep shooting the basketball. Jamal Crawford is another guy. Those guys, they keep firing. Damian Lillard, they will keep shooting because they feel the next shot is going in.
And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. That one on Olynyk.
Good free throw shooter DeRozan. Started out as a go-with-the-flow type player. Now looks to dominate every game. Well, DeMar DeRozan grew up in Compton, idolizing Kobe Bryant. He's patterned his game after him as an isolation scorer, able to hit tough shots with a hand in his face.
The Heat trail by 21. Dragic kicks to Mickey. Miami no good on that time either.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
Screened by Valanciunas. Lowry kicks to Valanciunas. Shot from the wing. And it's rebounded by Covington. Covington's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Redick not wasting any time and taking the shot and knocking it down.
And you love playing with a guy like JJ. The way he stretches the floor, it opens up everything for everybody.
Here's Lowry. Mickey grabs the board.
You know what? He tried to lay it in at the point of attack. Just too much defensive pressure on that play.
And Redick the bucket on the assist from Covington. Redick's got 5 points in the quarter.
The 3 ball is so important in today's game. You need a guy like J.J. Redick that can stretch the defense way out.
Oh, what a beautiful pass. And then to catch and finish all in one motion. Stupendous.
An alley-oop like that, Greg, is so rare you just got to take a second and enjoy it. Dragic kicks to Redick. Olynyk dishes to Dragic. From outside, off the mark.
His lack of consistency with his shot tonight has held them back.
Lowry passes to Valanciunas. And the dunk by Valanciunas. Well, something you never like to see, but guys, he definitely looks hurt.
And that's the one thing you just really can't control or even guard against, and that's injury.
It's an unfortunate part of the game. Our thoughts and prayers are with him.
Whiteside's checked in for Miami. Waiters comes in for Goran Dragic. Powell with it. Pass to Lowry. Here's Siakam. That's in, coming off an assist from Lowry. Lowry's got his 8th assist here tonight.
Dropping dimes all night. He's been completely locked in.
Unselfish basketball, that'll make you very popular amongst your teammates. As solid as he's been, they're still behind. He needs help.
Valanciunas sets a screen for Lowry. He dishes it to DeRozan. We've got 1:55 left in the game. Shot clock at 6. Powell for 3, sinks the three-pointer. And the Raptors lead by 20.
Full speed ahead. I mean, they have been in control since the opening tip, and that may have sealed the deal.
Yes, and you're watching. Even this late in the game, they're still making plays. You got to love watching it.
Screened by Valanciunas, and it's Dion Waiters with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. A different look for Miami. Kelly Olynyk's checked in for Whiteside. Justice Winslow comes in for Jordan Mickey, and Ellington is subbed in for Dion Waiters. We've got 1:28 left in the fourth quarter. Siakam kicks to Ellis. From deep three-point range, and no good. And the Heat going the other way now.
And this is what they wanted. I mean, to announce their presence in this matchup with authority. Very decisive. It can definitely be considered a statement win for the Raptors.
When you consider the difference in their field goal percentages, the other team has to be happy that this wasn't a bigger loss. This team was on fire.
Yeah, Kevin, it's always frustrating when you can't throw a rock on the ground and the other guys just can't seem to miss.
And on the year now, tonight's impending victory will push their win total to 47.
And you could tell they were ready for this one today, guys. There was something extra on the line, and they wanted it.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for DeMar DeRozan.
He was extremely efficient offensively, got good looks, and really knocked down big shots all game long.
Near the three-point line, it's Ellis. Ellis can't get that one to fall either. Now here's Ellington. And out of bounds as the Raptors gain possession. And so here's Toronto. Now Powell. And so Toronto takes this one, but by a big margin. They came in here and took care of business like they were the home. All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that about does it for